Hello, queens. Long time no see. Y'all know I took a brief hiatus, but I'm finna hit y'all with so much client content, it's gonna feel like a tidal wave. So today I'm showing y'all how I created this glitter cut crease. And y'all already know I love to step right into the video, so I'm starting this by cleaning my client's face. Now that her face is clean, we're just going to proceed to doing her eyebrows. So as you can see, I already went ahead and shaped out one. So I'm just going to show y'all how I did that on this side. And to do so, I'm using my Nicka K brow pencil. And this one is in the shade Black Brown. Now that the shape has been mapped out, I'm going to start filling in her brows from the back and working my way to the front. Before I clean up her eyebrows, I'm going in with my Eye Envy Clear Eyelash Glue, and I'm just brushing this throughout her eyebrows. It's going to help me lay the hairs down in place, and to mold them down, I'm using the spoolie end of my eyebrow pencil. To clean up her eyebrows, I'm going to be going in with these two concealers. Both of them can be purchased from your local beauty supply store. First, I'm going in with the Nicka K concealer, and it was in the shade 06. And as you can see, I'm using it to clean up underneath her arch, and I'm going to drag this about halfway underneath the bottom of her eyebrow. Now I'm going in with that RK by Kiss concealer, which was in the shade Toast, and I'm going to be using it to clean up the remainder of the way. For an eyeshadow base, I'm going in with that leftover Nicka K concealer, and I'm just going to be applying this all over her lids. Now I'm going in with my Morphe loose powder in the shade Banana, and I'm just going to use this to set the concealer. I also like to use it to lighten up the front of the eyebrows. To start this look off, I'm going in with this dark brown eyeshadow from my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe Palette. I'm going to have the shade name listed in the description box, but first I'm packing this on her eyes, and I'm going to be packing this in the shape of my cut crease. Once you have the shape packed on, you want to go back in and blend out the edges before you move on to your next shade. And for my next shade, I'm going to be taking another color from my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette, and I'm just applying this to the top of the first shade that we used, and this color is going to serve as our transition. After I have the transition shade built up, I'm going back in with the first shade that we used, and I'm just going to reapply it to make sure the edges are blended out. To cut her crease, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and it's in the shade White, and I'm just going to be using a flat synthetic brush. This isn't the brush that I normally use for my cut creases, but I like it. It was pretty cool. I ordered it from AliExpress for anybody that's wondering. If I have a link, I'll try to put it in the description box down below. If you don't find it in the description box, that means I do not have it. But whenever you're doing an elongated cut crease, make sure you take your time. I like to stamp out my shape first, and then I go in and make any type of corrections if needed. Once you're finished cutting both of the creases, they should look something like this. Make sure they're nice and even before you move on. Now I'm going in with this blue shade from my Bperfect Carnival XL palette. I'm going to have the shade name for it listed in the description box down below as well. But I'm tapping this in the center of her cut crease because, y'all, I really freestyled this look. I did not know what I wanted to do. But after I apply it, I'm taking this matte white eyeshadow and I'm pressing it in the inner corner of her cut crease. And to press on both of these eyeshadows, I used an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. Since I really didn't know what color scheme I wanted to follow, I decided to match it with my client's hair. I don't know if y'all can really see it on camera or not, but she has like this multicolor type of hairstyle going on. So I decided to add this violet eyeshadow in the center of the blue and the white. This eyeshadow came from my Morphe 35B palette, so it doesn't have a shade name, but it's like this violet lilac type of color, very pastel. Now I'm going in with this bright blue shade from my Morphe 35B palette, and I'm just applying this to the end of her cut crease. I'm going back in with a little bit of that light blue shade, and I'm just reapplying it to her cut crease because I feel like it got a little lost under the dark blue. And once I have that all packed on, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going in with this glitter from ME NEWYORK, and it's in the shade Diamond. I went ahead and applied an adhesive to her eyes, so now I'm just stamping the glitter all over her cut crease. Now I'm just gonna go in and line her eyes using my Wet n Wild black liquid liner, and I decided to do a wing just because I feel like whenever you do elongated cut crease, I don't know, it's just essential that you do a wing. It complements the look, okay? You have to do a wing. I went ahead and did the other side off camera, so this is the outcome of that. Now I'm just about to go in and apply the crystals. So I'm taking my clear eyelash glue and I'm just mapping out where I would like the crystals to be. Then I'm going to use the glue applicator to apply the crystals on top of the dots. To finish applying the crystals, I decided to use my wax pen, and I think I like it better, y'all. It makes it quicker. Alright queens, this is the finished look for the eyes. So now we're moving on to the face. I went ahead and cleaned and moisturized her face off camera. Now I'm just going in and color correcting, and to do so I'm using one of my Nicka K concealers. I believe this one is in the shade number 10, and I mixed it with a little bit of the shade number 6. For her foundation, I'm going in with my Fit Me Matte and Pore-less foundation, and this is in the shade 360 Mocha. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer, and it's in the shade 05. To blend out her concealer, I'm going in with the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation. To blend out the concealer under her eyes, I'm going in with my damp Real Technique sponge. To set the concealer in place, I'm going in with my Fit Me pressed powder, and it's in the shade Golden Caramel. I'm going on top of that Fit Me powder with my Morphe loose powder, and it's in the shade Banana. Now I'm going in with these two powders, and I'm going to use them to finish setting her face. So first I'm going in with my Black Radiance pressed powder, and it's in the shade Black Coffee, and I'm using this to bronze up her face. Now I'm going in with my Fit Me pressed powder in the shade Truffle, and I'm using this to set the remaining areas of her face. I'm going in with my LA Girl blue liner pencil, and I'm using this to line her waterline. I'm going in with some dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm just applying it to about 1/4 of her lower lash line. I'm going back in with my foundation brush, and I'm using it to dust away all of the powder. As y'all can see, I went ahead and sprayed her face with some setting spray. Now I'm just going in with lashes, and I went ahead and cut them to fit her eyes off camera. Now I'm just highlighting her face using one of the highlighters from my Bperfect Carnival XL palette. Moving on to the lips, I'm going in with my Juvia's Place foundation stick in the shade Congo, and I'm using it to outline her lips, and I like to take it on a flat synthetic brush just so I can get it as neat as possible. I'm going in the center of her lips with this lip gloss from the brand OZ Lab, and this is in the shade number 1. We're about to get into the grand reveal, so I'm just gonna let y'all watch. Alright, you ready to see?
Yes. Ooh, you did. You did. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Girl, I tried to match every color in your hair.
Oh my gosh. It's so cute. Yeah, you topped the last one.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That's the big one.
That's
the big
it.
one.
That's it. Yeah. Ooh, so pretty.
Okay, queens, this is the end of the video. As y'all can tell by my client's reaction, this tutorial was another success. We were laughing because I told her every time that she comes in my chair, I feel like I have to top the last look, and I definitely did that with this one. But this is your daily reminder to go follow me on Instagram, because my Instagram content is just as good as my YouTube content. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure you stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye, queens.